This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you an interview with Bindeshwar Pathak, founder Sulabh International, on Swachh Bharat initiatives and way forward. Interviewer is journalist Neelabh Srivastava.
Today we are talking about the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or the Clean India Mission. As we all very well know that this particular campaign was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 2nd October 2014. And we also know that Prime Minister the subject is very close to his heart. He keeps on reviewing its progress. He also talks about this project with the country from the ramparts of the Red Fort on Independence Day. And if I talk about the data, till now under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or the Clean Mission Bharat, we have about over 10 crore household toilets being built, over 6 lakh open defecation free villages, and about 706 the open defecation free districts. Mr. Pathak, one of the pioneers of this subject, you have worked so much in community toilets and the Sulabh Shauchalayas that every one of us knows. How do you see the progress of this particular mission?
I have been working from 1970. In 1970, I founded Sulabh. So that time, program was started. But the way now it is being handled and Prime Minister has given attention, it was not earlier. And now the progress is very good and India is looking in a clean country now. Because of the open defecation has been stopped now, people go to toilets. So I think this is a good campaign and India is now looking a clean country. And the credit goes to the Prime Minister of India. So that was very important. And the Prime Minister took up this program and this is called political will. I have been working from so many years. Mahatma Gandhi wanted a clean country. And so he said, I want clean India first and independence later on. So that was the commitment of Mahatma Gandhi. The way now it is being handled and Prime Minister has given attention, it was not earlier. But now it has picked up and it is working very well. Now every house has a toilet and there is a campaign for this, Swachh Bharat campaign. So every Indian is concerned. So that way there is a good campaign going on in India about keeping India clean and good. It is a good progress and everybody in India appreciates it.
It goes without saying that no amount of effort will be enough when it comes to getting results of drives like the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or several such schemes. And particularly this scheme, Mr. Pathak, looks forward to having a lot of community participation. People-to-people participation is a very essential component if you want to achieve successes. Now, I just mentioned about the figures that we have now. As per the Government of India figures, we have over 10.28 crore household toilets. So how do you see this community involvement in this entire scheme?
Earlier, the community was not very interested in toilets and nobody is looking towards. But now community is also concerned and even children, you see, they are very concerned. So that is very important that the community participation has increased very much. And the schools and colleges, students and teachers, all they do, not only one community, but Indian citizen as a whole. Earlier, nobody used to take care of whether they're throwing something, pieces of the bananas and something. But now nobody does it. That in 5 years, the behavior, attitude of the people of India has completely changed towards the sanitation and cleanliness. So this is remarkable that India has achieved.
Very correct, Mr. Pathak. We have developing cleanliness temper amongst everyone, not only the young, the old, middle-aged, everyone.
Everyone, yes, you are right. Everyone is trying now. Somebody is throwing somewhere, nobody takes care. Now if you throw something somewhere, somebody looking to you, come to you and tell you. So that way, now people are not only onlooker. They now just ask people not to do like this. So this has, the attitude of the people of India has changed completely about sanitation. And this will help India because the Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Kuan, he became the Prime Minister. So he took up this cause of sanitation and cleanliness. And that time the per capita income was 4,000 per annum. And by 1990, it became 12,000 per annum. So sanitation also gives boost to the economy also because if we keep the country clean. So that way, I think India is moving towards to keep India clean, to make India clean, and ask others not to do this. And the most important is that it has changed the attitude and behavior of the people to keep India clean.
Talking globally, Mr. Pathak, the aims of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan are also linked to the Sustainable Development Goals world over. How do you see the best practices across the globe and the Indian Swachh Bharat mission progressing? I will talk to you in the later part about the second phase of it being launched very recently. So how are the sustainable goals and the Swachh Bharat mission are interlinked?
Earlier, Indians had to spend money on the treatment, and they had a lot of diseases. Diarrhea, dysentery, hookworm, etc. On the one hand, they have less employment. Now, everybody has toilet. Earlier, it was not. Now, the water also, you see, maximum people are getting water. Now, it has started campaign like sanitation also in water sector. Jal Hi Jeevan hai. So, that way, the water, the sanitation, then reduction of diseases. So, that way, you see the SDG goals, the goals they have set, and India is achieving very successfully all the SDG goals.
How important are the aspects of the solid and liquid waste management?
Management is very critical. And what I did, I invented a technology less costly both in construction and maintenance. And this is on decentralized basis. Earlier, we had a technology where the human excreta is being carried through water in the treatment plant and then is to treat. So it was very costly. I gave the system of decentralized treatment of human waste and liquid waste. So that way, this is very important that it has reduced the cost also, and it is helping to reduce the global warming. The gases are not leaked in the atmosphere and it requires less water to flush. So that way, this is very important that you will have to have technology. Schumacher told this, small is beautiful. And Gandhi also was in the favor that technology should be such, should not be costly, and everybody should have it. So that way, that the liquid waste and the human waste and solid waste, all the wastes have been taken care of. I cannot say that everything has been done right now, but it is progressing well. Now even the cow dung, the vermiculture, all these are being done only to just treat these wastes. And these wastes are treated, on the other hand, they are being used as a fertilizer in the field. So I think people are taking care of this liquid waste and solid waste. Now, the liquid waste should not go to Ganga river or any river at all. And that is protecting the river. The government is also doing well because the Prime Minister's role is very important and political will.
If you talk about the development under the Swachh Bharat mission, the Clean India mission, year-wise, very recently in February this year, the Union Cabinet approved the phase 2 of the Swachh Bharat mission, Gramin. And this was to be operationalized between till 2024 and 25. And this will now focus on open defecation free plus, which also includes the ODS sustainability and solid and liquid waste management, about which we just now talked. The program is also aimed to work towards ensuring that no one is left behind. Mr. Pathak, what are the goals that we now need to achieve? Because this phase 2, which is to be implemented from 2021 to 2024-25, is going to be in a mission mode, and the total outlay that the government has given is about 140,881 crores. So this is a good amount of money that the government has dedicated onto this. So how would you see as to what remains to be done and how should it be done?
If you ask me to show any toilet built in 74, 75, 76, even today I can take you and show you that they are functional. So what is important? Motivation, education. So the government also has to follow this methodology to keep toilets clean and also working. So that is most important. Because Sulabh toilets, if you see the public toilet or household toilets, are functional even after 40 years. And if you adopt this methodology, this is functional, which has made Sulabh successful. The government has to follow, and then government programs will also be the way we have done it. But government program is successful. They are doing very well. We have something to add only. If you construct something, then you will have to see that it's functional. And this is functional only because you follow up maintenance and you take care of the toilets.
Mr. Pathak, biggest challenge being the maintenance and follow-up. Now, I would ask you, you have built so many toilets. This is an ongoing mission that you are undertaking. But how do you link the maintenance and the follow-up or the upkeep of a toilet? Because various places we also see the scarcity of water And can we also link it with the employment generation? Because you obviously need hands to ensure that the toilets are kept working, hygienic in these conditions. And even I would extend that question to the COVID times. Now, post-COVID times, hygiene and sanitization become a more important and an underlying subject.
We have a system where people move around the clock and they go and see whether toilets are functioning or not functioning, and if there is some problem of water or any dirtiness or any cleanliness, then people go and clean and do it earlier. So we have alternative that apart from the municipal taps, we have water through boring. We have done boring in almost all the complexes so that the water should be available around the clock. So that way, the person or the society or the government or NGO which has to follow up, that have to take care of what is required. The way you said about the water. And water is most important. It should be available all the time. If I go to 12 o'clock in the night, I need water. So that way, one has to take care of what are things needed on the public toilet. And individual toilet, you will have to have a system that if somebody informs you, so then you can go and repair.
The construction of more and one toilet, more density of toilets, a more availability of toilets to the people. Mr. Pathak, can this also address the issue of the cruel and demeaning practice of manual scavenging?
Yes, that is most important. When we started, the first was abolition of scavenging, the manual cleaning of human excreta. So that way, now when I started, I think in India it was 10 million toilets, bucket toilets. And now I think it's seldom you can find any bucket toilets in the country. And the scavengers, those who to clean toilets, that we have got rid of this menace also and are engaged in other employment. And you will wonder to know from me, have you read in paper or not, that one Usha who was cleaning night soil from the age of 7. Now this year she has been recommended for Padma Shri. One scavenger from Albar. This year she has been recommended for to receive this Padma Shri award. We have given them education, vocational training. Now she is being accepted in society. Earlier they are not allowed to enter this house. Now not only she but all the persons, they go to house and eat with them, have tea with them. So this total complete change. So I think on the one hand we take care of the open defecation. We should also take care of the human scavenging, which was the dream of Mahatma Gandhi.
Mr. Pathak, is the divide in the urban and the rural areas. Now we see that the urban cities have a more density of population, more population that is moving from one place to the other for work and other essential work activities of the day, and in the rural areas. So how broadly would you see is the challenge bigger in the rural areas or the urban areas, or what unique challenges are for these two domains?
We introduced both the systems. One, toilet for household and public toilet. So wherever it is possible, you can provide household toilet to the beneficiaries. And if not, then like the floating population, the way you mentioned about the persons moving from one place to another, then the towns, marketplaces, tourist places, religious places, and other places wherever people congregate. And there you will have to provide the complete toilet well maintained.
Mr. Pathak, how do you see the way forward now? Now we have the data in front of us of what we have achieved under this mission since 2014, what we are going to do because the phase 2 has been sanctioned or approved by the Union Cabinet. So what is the way forward that you look?
Earlier, they used to construct but not maintain, not to follow up. But this government has follow up. Next is the phase. This will rectify everything. That is provided there is a mechanism that there should be a follow-up. So now this government they have developed a system where they had got built toilets earlier. Now those toilets will be maintained properly, and something goes wrong, they will rectify it, they will improve. Government has made this arrangement to keep maintained all the toilets.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pathak, for talking to us.
No, thank you.
You were listening to an interview with Bindeshwar Pathak, founder Sulabh International, on Swachh Bharat, initiatives and way forward. Interviewer was journalist Neelab Srivastava. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.